15 billion trees are destroyed. And despite heroic international planting efforts, 6 billion trees net loss still remains. So for 1 billion people who live in forest communities, this is not just a loss of trees. It's a loss of raw materials, biodiversity, food, and jobs. It affects our global supply chain and the products we need in our everyday life, but most importantly, deforestation contributes to climate change. Now, the international governments have realized that, and the commitments have been made to restore 315 million hectares of land. That's roughly the size of India, and 300 billion trees. To achieve this with our current method will be very difficult. We need help.
So for the last 2 decades, I have been a NASA engineer and scientist. And while I was wandering through the deserts of Peru for 4 years, searching for life on Mars, as one does, I'm not going to lie to you. I spent a lot of time thinking about the types of technologies that we could use to terraform the red planet. But after really understanding the desperate state of our own forests, I decided that if we're going to terraform, we need to start right here on Earth. And so we asked ourselves the question, how can we increase the planting rate while simultaneously decreasing the cost? From a tech perspective, we noted some really powerful emerging technologies, things like remote sensing, robotics, machine learning. And we combined these into our solution to plant trees with drones. With a fleet of these, we will be able to reach global scale. Let me show you how. It works in 2 phases. We start by taking detailed maps of the terrain, nutrients, and biodiversity. We crunch this data through a machine learning algorithm in order to produce a precise planting pattern. Next, this gets uploaded into the planting drone, and this flies at 2 to 3 meters over the ground and fires a biodegradable seed pod at each of the predetermined positions. These penetrate the earth, are activated with moisture, and contain all the nutrients necessary for healthy tree growth. With 150 teams of 2 people, we will have the capacity to plant 1 billion trees a year, but with the potential to scale to tens of billions of trees each year, all at 10 times the rate and just 15% the cost of traditional methods. Now, we've run a number of indoor and outdoor field trials with this very technology where we have successfully demonstrated the growth of a number of tropical and boreal species, just like this guy right here. So what do the markets look like? Well, there are 4 key markets. Plantations have a profit motive to effectively and quickly replant their stock. Mining organizations have regulatory requirements that force them to replant after their operations. Governments run large-scale projects in order to restore after natural disasters. And finally, natural CO2 sequestration as part of a healthy forest is a key component to the carbon offset and credit markets. Now, this roughly breaks down to where about 20% of the market is geared towards commodities, but the other 80% is ecosystem restoration. In terms of cost, it costs about $1 to $2 per tree to plant by hand. In comparison, our method, including the mapping and the planting stage, runs 30 cents per pod. So we are well positioned to be able to address many parts of the market around the world. Now, we will roll out our company across 3 stages. We start with mapping and end-to-end planting services, but in the final stage, we will put this technology into the hands of those who are already planting because they are the local experts. In terms of job creation, this is a really important point. Over the scaling phase of our project, we will create 800 new jobs, high-tech jobs, right here in the European market. In addition to that, we will have more than 10,000 jobs created indirectly around the world in order to support our global operations. Now, our revenue is driven by the number of seed pods planted per year. So with a global target of 300 billion trees by 2030, we are set to scale rapidly.
Our solution helps to address key challenges in forest restoration with our data-driven large-scale approach. The key challenge in reforestation is accessing existing financial mechanisms. However, these are geared towards project size of $5 million or more. This locks out smaller players. Our solution is a powerful new tool, like a shovel, that enables organizations to aggregate and scale up their project activities, unlocking the funds that were not accessible for them before. With our data-driven knowledge aggregation, we empower local planters to increase their yields and to restore their ecosystems according to the best science available. By putting this solution into the hands of people who are already on the ground, we maximize our impact while putting local communities in the center of environmental stewardship. United Nations Sustainable Development Goals outlines that large-scale landscape restoration has multiple benefits for people and the environment. Healthy forests are crucial in fighting climate change. As a part of integrated landscape, healthy forest provides multiple benefits: improved water, soil production, environmental disaster resilience, and downstream improved agricultural productivity. Most importantly, they provide new jobs. United Nations estimate that for every $1 invested in forest restoration, $2.5 are created in downstream income and benefits. So we hope to double the income of millions of families around the world. We have a great team of experts with deep interdisciplinary knowledge. Our first seed round was backed by Parrot, and we invite other investors to join them in future rounds. We are also available for new clients. If we win this competition, it will enable us to increase our reputation and to purchase automated seed pod production system, so we can scale up faster and faster. My name is Irina Fedorenko.
And my name is Lauren Fletcher.
And we at BioCarbon Engineering invite you to join us as we change the world 1 billion trees at a time.